We'll be getting a prediction for just that one round started in a minute here for you guys. I think it's also starting right now. So if Lupak is back, we could hop in.
Ready to rock then. And finally, we get to see the big man himself, Cargera, in the flesh for a match as Woof Woof and Washed Up. Going to go toe-to-toe in one of our first winner bracket matches. This is going to be good. Only the 8-3 good, by the way. A lot of people started in the 8-3 excellent for these matches, and we're like, this is really expensive for 1500 IP cap. Maybe save that stuff for the final.
They're just going to go for it, Lupak. They don't care. Look at his
aggro build. Look at his aggro build, though, for Cargera. Thetford Cape, Poisons, and Cultist Sandals.
Oh, nasty.
I love the aggro. He's not even running energetic. Where does his energy come from? Unless it's the Royal Armor frontliners.
The hopes and dreams of his enemies.
Chicken, look at Chicken denying that Mystic Rocks. Huge from him now. Grafis is in a lot of trouble. He is eating some Impalers. Now the Mystic Rocks on the back line have washed up, but they don't really care. Not too much damage coming out. Boda, Razor Cut goes straight into the Judy bubble. Not too much to worry about. 4-1 start from both, so no cap deficit on either side. Now it's a bit of a brawl, but Washed Up needs to be careful of stacking on this choke. Noob Slayer looking for the space, and Noob Slayer famously was planning to win the first Crystal, and this is his time to make amends as the first Crystal Championship failed to qualify right at the last second. Now he's back with a vengeance and with a very strong team. Probably the strongest iteration of this team we've seen. Aram and Rawbit, though, in a lot of trouble. Oh, the arcane silence onto Chicken at exactly the wrong time. There's the flick onto Grafis. They might look for the trade, but Chicken, he is not going to get out of there. Cargera.
This is going to be a 3-kill,
Lupak.
Lupak.
Forward. Yeah, it's going to be 3 for nothing. 3 kills of 8-3 as well. Juicy
expensive.
gear hitting the floor. And actually, Aram's downgraded to the 6-3.
His name is actually pronounced Aramis Irons.
Okay. I just say what's quickest to say in the heat
Yeah, I know.
Moment,
he corrected me. I chatted with him the other day, and he corrected me that I've been doing it wrong the whole time.
Okay, so Grafis, look at Grease popping that Enchanted Quiver early on. Looking for some opening damage. They've got to watch out for Rawbit's flick, though. It really can punish the greediness of Cargera's build in terms of defensive capability, plus his traditionally aggressive positioning. But it's Staff of Balance versus Arcane Tank. The sort of 2 tank meta builds right now. Armor Pierce on the choke. Nice early Armor Pierce connecting with 2. Aramis popping those explosions out. Boda just going to sidestep out of it, and there's a lot of damage onto Boda. Forces the Judy out early from Cargera. Rawbit, he's going to fling, and there's the Mortal Agony. Boda in a lot of trouble, but shield and heals coming down. Chicken with the Purity just stopping that Mystic Rocks. Cargera completely shut out of the engage, but they do turn onto Chicken for his aggressive play, and it's going to be Aramis going to pop his Purity now and run Interception, but it's 3 cap against, and right now Woof Woof causing all sorts of problems in the early exchanges. There's some good moments for Washed Up. They need to convert these into kills. Otherwise, they're just going to be bullied out and ground out of this game very, very quickly. Noob and Rawbit find some space, but the rest of the team, this triple cloth backline, not able to push up as Grafis rains the arrows down onto the choke. Boda looking to push forward. He's got the Fury stacks. Is he going to raise a cut off the back of this? Noob lets the knock up. Super aggressive play from Shekri. Leaps into the Shadow Caller E and nearly dies.
Yeah, doesn't care at all.
They do find Chicken. He really needs to respect that cloth effect on the Shadow Caller. So much damage, and that's 6 for nothing in these early exchanges. Brutal play, and Woof Woof just looking like a team that wants to win this tournament.
Very aggressive plays by Woof Woof right now. They are really going hard. They are not giving any space for this team.
Yeah, it's not
Washed Up and the boys here. Noob Slayer is going to have to start cheering on the boys here. Give them something to work for here.
It's not really looking like the best matchup for them, and I don't know. I don't know what they need to change here, honestly.
I have nothing. Like, they're just getting beat off the rip, man. They're just getting, every engagement is just going in favor.
And they're doing the right thing. Chicken is controlling the Mystic Rocks really well. The problem is the Woof Woof guys, they're switching targets so quickly. Like, the saves are coming out, and it's the insta switch. Aramis is being driven back, quarter health, 2 bars after 2 seconds in the back line. Incredible burst damage coming out onto him. Boda looking for Chicken. Chicken pops the Purity, looks for the denial, but Rawbit, he's having a Scholar Sandals. He's using the Scholar Sandals focus run to get back. Reset into the Judy looks good for the boys, but they still haven't stabilized in the washed up camp. And talking about camp, they could be ending up back in their tent right away. That wasn't even a 15-second fight, and they're gonna take another 3 cap Chosen.
Instantly just beaten and just pushed back. They have to do a full rotate here. They haven't gotten a cap yet in their favor. They need to do something to change this up, because what they're doing now is not working.
No, and Aram is going to find a nice opener, actually. Grafis takes a lot of damage. They do get the follow-up. He pops his resist, though, turns it around onto Ravidex. Ravid stuck in the Mystic Rocks. He's just going to bleed out. He literally bleeds out to the anti-heal, and Chicken spent so long trying to heal Ravid that he's going to go. The other 3 are going back, and this is done. This match is over. The quickest match we've seen so far.
6 minutes?
Business as usual. Rawbit is going to drop. That's going to be 9 sets. 9
sets
of 8-2.
Has our second match even started yet, Lupac?
I don't think so. I think it's due to start at the half-past mark, isn't it?
I think we have one at 25.
Okay, well, if you guys could just mount like a 3-minute comeback for us, that would be splendid. But this was a demolition job, honestly. Like,
so who's not picking Cargera's team to win it at this point?
and this is interesting as well, because Carvinen, he's playing the mid-range Leather Arcane, and one thing this brings to the table is the Royal Jacket. And the Royal Jacket actually has a really surprising amount of utility when it's on your teammates. Like, Boda's able to just spam Qs if he's inside it. If he's in the backline, Grafis is able to spam deadly shots. He gets his quiver back quicker. The Royal Jacket, like, it's not a flashy ability, but the value it offers is not insignificant. So the mid-range Arcane, coupled with the sort of Staff of Balance anti-heal tank, gives you the best of both worlds in terms of the tank meta. Obviously, the magic shocks don't last that long, as they would if you're in plate, but it's still very, very good, because the magic shock is more for the interrupt as well, rather than because everyone's so CC resistant in this current meta.
Yeah, they're just.
But Noobs there gets bullied out. I guess Noobs there wanted to make it around 10 deaths, and yeah, there's not really. There's not really much to say about that match. Honestly, outplayed at every turn, bullied at the start of every engage, and the DPS never came online for washed up. And it looks like they might be getting washed down to the loser bracket. Can they do it? And just, I mean, that would be a cruise control to tomorrow, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about how we expected this to be a much tighter tournament going forward. But so far, the champs are just making it look like it's easy mode for them.
Yeah, and they're playing like these very aggressive builds. Even Carvinen on his mid-range Arcane, right? He's playing Poison Thetford. He's got the Night Boots as well. I love the Night Boots. So here we go. Game number 2. We've got Woof Woof versus Washed Up. Game number 2. 1-0 to Woof Woof as they look to advance to be the first team in tomorrow's action, in fact. Boda OC in those bear paws. Cargera not actually OC'd the Staff of Balance yet. He's weighing in at 1550. Doesn't really need it, I suppose. Respect for that. Aramis stuck in those Mystic Rocks. Blinks out the explosive bolt. Gets the pierce off onto Cargera. That's a big chunk of damage going onto Cargera off the back. He wasn't, uncharacteristically, was not
Cargera
able.
knocked out. Already in trouble here.
He's trying to get there. He's trying to thread the needle between the two purities. And now Shekri's in the thick of it to heal his boy. That was nice from Cargera. Grafis, he needs, pops the resist. Hey, Aramis is causing big problems with this crossbow right now. Cargera doesn't usually let a crossbow get a pierce off like that. Aramis having to blink back for the emergency shield, but actually blinked out of Chicken. Now they're kiting back. They had a window of opportunity. Boda's not looking too hot, but the rest of his team's looking good. Ravids is going to just get caught out behind. Rawbit is going to drop as well, potentially, unless Chicken can find a way to keep his man alive. But that was definitely a better opening from Washed Up. As soon as that pierce landed on Cargera, it was a different fight there.
Yeah, they had their opportunity, but again, the skill and the experience of these guys, they just kind of took control, and Woof Woof just grounded out, sent him back home to tent, and it's taking the 3 cap right off the bat. Oh, and actually, I take that back. It looks like top cap has gone back over to washed up.
Yeah, they were nice and quick with the rotation. Shekri wasn't afraid to like dive into the thick of it there, save his boy. Covenant misses the early orb. Boda can't actually get stuck in right now. He's waiting for something on that choke. Hasn't popped his Fury. Purges Ravid. Ravid has another quiver ready to go, though. That's going to have to be the secondary purge. Down goes the Arcane Orb, and Ravid has now lost both quivers back to back. I mean, really, they should probably wait for the next one. But Boda, well, Boda puried into a horrible spot. Shekri tried to connect the E from the Halafall down the wall, but it was just out of range. Aramis, his Purity and some boys here, but they just, the thing is the axe just sits at the edge of the Purity and keeps swinging at him. Sure, you can't auto, but they're still hitting him with everything else. Kargera drops the Mystic Rock.
Kargera's in trouble here. Are they going to hit him with the boat? Ravenix gets him.
There we go.
Done.
And suddenly washed up on the board. And this is what we want. We want to see some action here. And these boys are not going to disappoint as they surge forward. They're looking for Boda as well. Kargera quick to gear up. Back to the fight. Boda's going to drop, though. And I think Woof Woof.
Graffi's staying in, trying to hit that Noob Slayer for a trade. Doesn't quite get it. Carvening going to go down over the top. Are they going to get him with the bow? Ravenix gets him with the auto attack.
They're just killing too much time here. Like, I mean, that's unfamiliar sight for these guys back at tent, but that's where they're going right now. And honestly, that wasn't quite how it could have been, because the bomb went out. The Mortal Agony actually came slightly after the bomb went off, and then they flicked him. Like, if the Mortal Agony was first, that bomb nearly would have killed Kargera, and the flick actually would have just straight killed him. Like, they actually misplayed the finish, but they just had enough DPS to push it over the line regardless. Which is good to see, really.
And now we'll see how these guys can do on the back foot.
Yeah, Kargera stepping up. Boda stepping up. Everyone's straight up the choke. No control. Ravids gets poisoned and drilled. He's going to be okay, though. He blinks to the corner. Here comes the Mystic Rocks, but the shield goes up to count on the Mystic Rocks. Chicken trying to Puri. Look at Kargera's footwork. He just sits on the edge. He just doesn't let Chicken touch him. That was absolutely disgusting footwork from Kargera. Just in and out. He knows that he's faster because of the Mystic Rocks. And Chicken just couldn't touch him. He wanted to bop him, but that was absolutely masterful. And the fact that they never got the healing back online because of those Mystic Rocks means they're never in this fight. They're going to be driven straight back to 10. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Micro play there. Aramis is the man who's going to be left behind.
Aramis is going to be okay. I think they're going to save him.
With the save, the emergency shield. Now Carvenan, though,
are they coming back up? Are they going to get Kargera here? No, they are. There's the flick. Where's the power play? Nope.
He's going to run. Shekri missed the orb, though. Holy moly.
Wow, that could have been so much worse for these guys.
I mean, it's still a 2-cap as well.
Yeah, they're playing with the 2.
5v5. And they stabilized here. Unbelievably, they stabilized. Ravids gets stunned, poisoned again. Does he have the blink? Chicken
Ravids
running the Purity.
Here.
Oh, the orb doesn't.
Nice
the
orb.
Arcane Orb doesn't connect. The Holy Orb
does. Beautifully threaded down the stairs there.
And they're just
well done
by
Chicken.
Here, but you know this team can finish anybody off. He needs to flick someone down the choke. He's going to flick Boda. Oh, Boda with the roll. Boda's roll, that was beautiful. He knew it was coming as well. He knew Rovit wanted that flick, and now Chicken's in a lot of trouble. As soon as that shield
Chicken's
expires,
gonna go here. Kargera's all over him. He dives out. He's gonna be safe.
Oh my
Can he get back in to save Noob Slayer? Noob Slayer's gonna need some.
This is insane from washed up. They've got the 2-cap. They're just They're just playing on the edge.
Are they gonna rotate north now?
Yeah,
and get the they have
to go back in. Yeah.
They aren't gonna be able to stop the mid cap though. They are gonna be down 2 caps. Or down a cap, 2-1. This has been an incredible match.
They're in the lead.
Yeah, they've got some room to play with here, and they now have the confidence going into this one. They've seen themselves win.
The gods
Once you see yourself win, you can win.
Honestly, it all comes down to like, if they can sync Aram's combo, Aram needs to get his Sunder off, right? Get the bomb out, and they just need to sync up. That's their kill condition. Like, the flick and the bow are great, but Carvenan has got this bow under control. right? Cargera and Carvinen are going to keep the bow from maxing his output. They're constantly shocking for these interrupts as well. So it's all going to be on
silence
Aram's
goes
combo.
a long way, Lupac. There's a miss by Carvinen. He's looking like he's playing like me.
Cargera again. Like, look at this. Look at 2 of them trying to Puree. It takes both their
Aramis in
Purities
trouble
to
here
block
when
Cargera, and they still need to stabilize in this fight. He's trying to blast them here. They're giving Aramis a lot of value on this crossbow. Those explosive bolts, you know, he's playing it because it can't be interrupted. He gets doubles from the well-prepared, but Boda hits the 2-man razor cut in the background. Nice orb from Chicken. Chicken playing
so
slightly
good.
spit from his team, but another interrupt comes
Rorbit's
out.
in trouble as well. He needs a little bit of help.
Heal. Ravids needs a heal. Chicken comes in with the reset, but there's no amp on it. They need the Judy for that if they're going to stabilize. They're bopping Karg towards 10. Nobody's died yet, but this time, unfortunately, Chicken will
only
drop.
needs one more shot.
Flick him into 10. Oh, did you see that from Boda? Boda just stood in front of him. Yeah. He knew that like he could get flicked into 10. He had the assassin's boots. It was a game of chicken there, and Rorbit didn't flick him, so Boda just rolled away to show him that that's what would have happened. That is some showboating from Boda there.
These guys are just incredible at this level. I am so glad I'm not playing against these guys. They're so good.
But again, it is a closer match, and
much closer. Well, it's 103, 105, Lupac. It's pretty damn close.
One mistake can just open up the kills. And we know, okay, so Rorbit's actually switched it up to the pike here. Okay. Interesting. He's running the soldiers. He is running it looks like the tenacity. Does look like the tenacities or maybe even the Judies. I'm not sure what boots he's on right now, but he is running the pike. Boda gonna roll. In comes the reset. He still has the Fury Smash to go. Fury Smash on Grafis, who gets cleansed immediately. Grafis was not inside the Purity. Down goes the shield onto Ravid. He weathers the storm for a little bit. Second shield comes out. My goodness, they tank through the whole thing with double shields.
Ravid.
The Mystic Rocks, though, there's still one more. He's gonna bleed out.
He's bleeding, and he gets shot. Grafis takes
Deadly
the
shot.
aim. Yeah.
Deadly shot to finish. That was nasty. And Aramis is gone.
Too.
And suddenly, that moment, that little spark of resistance, it got snuffed out. It got snuffed out like a spent candle. Now these boys will be
not Rorbit at this. They got to get Rorbit some heals so that he's not gone for this long.
I mean,
it's too late in the match.
You've got the healing reduction from the axe. You've got Mystic Rocks with Cultist Sandals. Like
not much you can do. But
30%
shield
healing
with
goes
the Guardian
through.
helmet. Do something, because if he's gone for another 10 seconds at least.
But they're using all of their emergency shields just to keep their backline alive.
Yeah.
Like the dives onto Ravid, 1 shield, 2 shield. They got 2 shields on the Purity, and Cargera's still on top of him with the Mystic Rocks. It's not looking great for these guys right now. They've got time for one more fight though. In comes the slam onto Cargera. So you see that, like, it still procs the animation on him even when he's long out of it. Aramis, the double Purities again. Trying to control Cargera.
Already
Mystic
going
Rocks.
down.
Carvinen's up there with the shocks as well.
He's got to
spamming those shocks onto Chicken. They won't get him this time, actually. Aramis will get through, and he gets the pierce off. Is there a bomb as well for Cargera? Doesn't look like there is. That's a shame. Didn't have his combo available. Shield boots from Carvinen. Like, Carvinen's playing so aggressive as well, and he's got the shield boots to keep himself alive. That was a lot of damage, and now the reset comes into the Judy. Washed Up have got some space. They need to make a conversion here. Cargera not in the fight right now. Those explosive bolts chipping away, but Aramis has got to find something less tanky. He has to find a target that's less tanky, unless they nearly get him there. It's going to be
Rorbit's going to go.
Rorbit's going to drop.
Again, and Chicken's going to stay there. Is he going to get taken out as well?
You know, is it the 8-2 versus 8-3? They die with slithers of health there. Cargera survives with slithers of health.
Chicken dies at the edge of the tent, coming back, trying to get a late heal. I don't know what was going on with Chicken there. That was a mistake.
It was, and this one's going to close.
Grafis just going in and bullying, just being like, haha, look at me.
Showboating.
Oh, man. 103 to 1. We were at 105 to 103 at one point in this match.
Prince of Death and the boys, I think, are going in shortly as well. Are
The
they?
champs just took over. Yeah. Well, actually, we have a little while left between the next matches. Purple Cobras go in about 4 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay,
I take
no,
that back.
that's fine. Yeah, I mean that was less one-sided, but still very decisive. 8-3 in kills.
It was less
103.
one-sided for the first 50 points, but then these guys just took over like champions do. They went full Michael Jordan on this thing in game 7.
I think the gears factoring in though. Like Chicken's 1482 IP, right?
Yeah.
And the other, he's nearly a whole tier behind Shekri. You know, it's not just one tier because of 7-3 versus 8-3. It's also the fact that obviously the 8-3 gives you a bigger mastery bonus on top because it's a tier 8 base. So, like, there was times in that fight where Cargera survives on a slither of health, right? Or we saw Ravid get killed by the absolute last deadly shot, and that slight overgearing might be the difference maker in these fights. Honestly, shows, and like that was, some of them were so close, it was unbelievable. And Aramis was doing a great job of trying to punish Cargera with the Sunders because of his aggressive build, but he's just so sticky. Like once they've got you on the back foot, Cargera just sticks to you. It's insane.